Hello and welcome back to Mrs. O'Connor's virtual classroom. So this week you read up to page 205 and we've continued to explore the topics we've discussed last week, mainly the topic of Jeanette's relationship with her father, Rex Walls. So for your assignment last week, you analyzed where Jeanette stands. Does she continue to support and trust her father as she always has, or is this relationship changing? And we studied how Jeanette Walls, our author, chooses to develop this relationship with her father over time throughout the plot and kind of the significance of the decisions that she's made in her portrayal of him. So we decided as a class during our Google Meet last week that Jeanette is leaning towards losing her trust and support, but a piece of her remains with her father. And this week in this reading, we see that waver even more powerful as she does finally officially renounce her desire to remain with her father. So, what occurs is Jeanette is the one who is sent to find her father. She encounters him in a dirty pub and has to drag his drunken body home. After this happens, she confronts her mother and says, "We need to leave Dad." And her mom responds with, "Wow, you're the only one who supports him. You're the only one who believes in him, and you're saying this?" No. So the powerful instance is that she does officially renounce him here. And this is important for us as readers to note and understand because she has been supporting him. They do decide to stay together as a family, and Jeanette convinces her mom to apply as a teacher, and she accepts the position there in West Virginia. Even though we think the family may improve, especially financially, through this new job, we are wrong, and we see the mom irresponsibly spending the family's money and the kids continuing to be hungry and without the resources they need, to the point where Jeanette ends up configuring her own braces. She builds her own braces using rubber bands, and Rex Walls is actually proud of the engineering that went into it. So I want to focus this week on the kids' education, right? That Jeanette is wise enough to make a contraption that's actually straightening her teeth. These kids we see as sharp, we see them as well spoken, we see them as hardworking in school, strong students, and there are kind of two, foundations that they've experienced educationally. The first is the school of life. These kids have been baptized by fire. They have had to learn the hard way and they've had to figure things out for themselves. And what we discussed back in class with this kind of free range parenting style of Rex and Rosemary. But in the schools that they have taken part in, they have, even though obviously West Virginia isn't the strongest academic program we've encountered in the novel, they have worked hard and they have been placed into higher classes and have shown high intelligence. But here at the end of this week's reading, we see Jeanette as a writer and as a journalist in her budding career through this new position she takes in her school's newsroom. And this is the first turn in the direction we see towards Jeanette's fame, right? She is currently living in New York City as a successful best-selling author. And so this is kind of the first step we see toward that direction. And this is interesting to us because we see that her success can be attributed to her education, both in school and in life. So, in this week's assignment, we are going to analyze the power of education, both in what you learn in the classroom and what you learn outside of the classroom.